There is something about a young child that is difficult to explain, an innocence and sheer delight that prompts us to meditate on the wisdom of God, who played over creation in its first light. And there is something at once humorous and painful in seeing children play and being adults. It is true that a child's growth into adulthood necessitates a forgetting of sorts. For Wordsworth, however, the cure lies in imagination, in continuing through poetic imitation those vestiges of youth that must inevitably grow fainter as the dark corruptions of adulthood become more prominent. That is why Wordsworth and many after him developed a false notion of art as an escape from the harshness of the industrial world and the grim realities of death and, yes, taxes. The result is that many of us have inherited a notion of adulthood that encourages childishness, selfish indulgence, as a way out of that adult world while children practice being a part of it. Many adults find themselves cynically looking back at childhood as a time of complete freedom from restraints, but also a time awkwardly consumed with pretending to be an adult. There is, however, an alternative view. God is our home. We have come from Him, and we are returning to Him. The answer does not lie in trying to escape the prisons of this world, but in realizing that God is our end and our beginning. God is our final goal, and this fundamental truth is the source of our beginning. As St. Augustine has said, our hearts are restless until they rest in you, O God. Our ultimate home has stirred us to action from the very beginning. In Dante's Divine Comedy, he echoes this remarkable truth. The primum mobile, the first motion of the heavens, and all movement, from the greatest objects to the smallest particles, is stirred by a desire to be with God, to move towards Him. He is our end and our beginning. So what does this mean for you at this crucial time of your lives? Well, guys, I'm afraid it means that now, after all of your well-practiced preparations for this moment, when you are finally adults, you must now begin a life practicing to be children again. Not childish imitations of children, but real children. In the Gospel of St. Luke, Christ Himself tells us this. Now they were bringing even infants to Him, that He might touch them. And when the disciples saw it, they rebuked Him. But Jesus called to them, saying, "Let the children come to me. Do not hinder them, for to such belongs the kingdom of God. Truly I say to you, whoever does not receive the kingdom of God like a child shall not enter into it." How do we begin to achieve that most lofty goal of becoming children? The children who alone will inherit the kingdom of God. Again, Dante provides us with some guidance. The entire purpose of purgatory, he shows, is to bring our souls to an innocent and childlike state. When Dante has finally gone through the final purgatorial struggles, he is told by Virgil, "I have brought you here with reason and with art. Now take pleasure as your guide. You are free from the steep and narrow ways. See the sun shining on your brow. See the grass, the flowers, and the shrubs which the earth here produces of itself. Expect no further word or sign from me. Free, upright, and whole is your will, it would be wrong not to do as it pleases. The redeemed soul that is prepared to enter into heaven will have struggled all its earthly life to be able to hear those words with the delight of a child at play. Daniel, Tom, Patrick, may you end your adult lives able to encounter success without pride, wealth without avarice, delay without despair, beauty without lust, struggle without wrath, sacrifice without sloth, all earthly goods without excess, the joy of others without envy, and the face of God without shame.